Hi everyone, Quiveen here from the comfort of my kitchen. In today's video, we are yet again looking to the October sky, the sky that we're having in the coming month, and we're going to look at a couple of the minor events that we skipped over in the previous video. So we can see there the moon having a reasonable conjunction with Saturn on the 6th and coming forward to the full moon on the 7th, a super moon this year. Now, this year, the full moon is on the 7th, and that happens to be the peak night of the Draconid meteor showers. Here they are. So we're looking in the constellation Draco, so of course it's way back here. If we take a look at the plough here, pointing up at the North Star, we've got Cassiopeia over on one side. The Draconids and the constellation Draco are kind of on the other side. They're on sort of the opposite side of the North Star to Capella and Auriga down here if you're looking into the north. So the Draconids, they radiate from the constellation Draco. We can see here they are peaking. It's saying here on the 8th of October, so I'm going to assume that that's just after midnight on the 8th, but we can double check with our zenith hourly rates. Now, we can see some pretty high numbers here, hundreds and hundreds of meteors. But this often isn't the case. Even though the Draconids can peak up into these hundreds and hundreds, we're more likely to get a lower amount of meteors. So we can see here, yeah, we're through to the 8th, we're just before midnight, and we're getting 19. I'm going to stick with the 19. Even though our range is from 19 to 665, we are more likely to get something around the 19 than the 665. And we can see that number going up there, up to the 20s, just as the sun rises for the 8th. So we'll go all the way forward to the 9th, and we'll come back so that the sun has just set. Here we go, all the way back. Yeah, so it looks like about 20 is the most we're going to get, but that peak of 20 seems to be coming just as the sun is rising here in Ireland. So looking to have realistically up around the 20 or potentially even a little bit less. We can see our local hourly rate there is just 7 to 259, but this is partly due to our view from the city, but also due to this very full moon. We can see there it's down to 95.8%, but that's still, if we take a closer look, quite full. You can see there that 5%, less than 5%, makes a visible difference to how much of the moon we can see, but the moon is still going to be incredibly, incredibly bright. So possibly not the best year for the Draconids. What we're going to do is hop out to the countryside, because of course that makes every meteor shower, and indeed everything that we're going to see in the sky, just a little bit better. So here we are under dark skies. We'll grab our Draconids again, and we're seeing a local hourly rate of 18 instead of 7. So again, around that 18 or 20 is likely to be the local hourly rate, but we're probably not going to see much more than that, and we could potentially see quite less. So the Draconids, they're happening, they're up, they're very, very close to the full moon, and as such, they're not going to be the best meteor shower. Now, if we get the moon out of the way here, and in fact, we'll get rid of the stars just so we can concentrate on the meteor showers. We can see there's a bunch of other meteor showers popping up. The antihelion point, of course, runs all of the time. The antihelion point is part of the background rate. And we can see the southern Taurids there. They're peaking on the 10th. Very, very long run. Very, very low contribution. So if we actually are, oh no, we're on the 10th month, not the 10th day. We'll come back to the 10th day of the 10th month, and we can see, again, very close to the full moon, very low contributing rate. Even the possible maximum is just 5 instead of way up in the 700s. If we click on the October Delta Aurigids, so these are coming from the constellation of Auriga, peaking on the 11th. So we'll go forward to the 11th, and we're seeing maybe 1 or 2. Again, very close to the full moon. So even though these meteor showers and even the Draconids are going on at around the same time, and we can see that this length, the activity span, the range of these meteor showers, they do very much overlap, and their peaks are reasonably close together. It is interesting, not getting a parent body for the October Delta Acrids. We are getting a parent body for the Southern Taurids, Comet 2P Encke. So periodical comet, the second periodical comet. The Draconids seem to have disappeared, presumably because we have gone past their peak. The Draconid date range is actually very narrow, as we can see here, just the 5th to the 10th. So they're really not going to be contributing as much once we get past the 10th, so they don't overlap as much. We can see the parent body here as well, comet 21P Giacobini-Zinner, so the 21st periodical comet. We're going to move right forward towards the end of the month here. Yep, we've got 2 new meteor showers after popping up, so we'll grab those. The Leonis Minorids. Leonis Minorids, they are in the constellation of Leo Minor, so they're not minor meteor showers in the constellation of Leo, they're in the constellation of the Little Lion, rather than, here we go, the Little Lion just under the heel of the bear, rather than being in the constellation of the Lion, Leo. We don't really call Leo Leo Major the way we call Ursa Major Major and Ursa Minor Minor, but we do have a Leonis Minor. We do have the Leo Minor, the little one. So we can see that they're peaking much, much closer to the end of the month, but also not contributing a lot. They do have a reasonable span as well. The Eta Geminids, pretty much the same thing, not contributing a lot, peaking there close to the end of the month. The Orionids, for this one we're going to bring back the atmosphere, or the stars. Here we go. The Orionids, they can be quite a good shower. So we're seeing here, not huge amounts, they're peaking on the 21st. So let's hop forward to the 21st. We're here early in the morning of the 21st. We'll move back a little bit, going up to 18, we'll move forward down to 14. So it's around this, we're still very early in the morning. Yeah, so around the 21st. Just as the sun is setting on the 21st, by the looks of it, or just after midnight, just as we go into the 21st, just after midnight, there's the Orionids coming up to their most of around 12 to 18. So we can see we're getting, 13, 14s, 15s, 16s here, and that's because the Orionids aren't really getting up particularly high in the sky, and there is still a limiting magnitude. We still have the atmosphere to deal with. We don't have any excess lights to deal with, and more importantly, we don't have to worry about the moon. The moon isn't going to interfere with the Orionids. And the Orionids, I hope it lists it somewhere here. It doesn't. The parent body of the Orionids is Halley's Comet, the first periodical comet discovered, 1P Halley. So Halley's Comet won't be coming back around until 2061, and after that we should have a stronger batch of Orionids, because the Orionids and all of these meteor showers, they're all created by objects moving through the solar system, leaving behind a trail of dust or gas. But when that object has recently passed by, when that trail of dust and gas is sort of refilled by the passing of the parent body, that's when we're going to get more of these things coming through. So the Orionids, they're still there, they're still happening, coming up at the end of the month. And even though they're not showing the crazy big range that the Draconids showed, the Orionids are quite likely to get up to this 18 zenith hourly rate, 18, 15 zenith hourly rate, whereas the Draconids, even though they could hypothetically get up into the hundreds, they're much more likely to give us, 7 or 8, maybe 20. These are just a little bit more reliable, the Orionids here at the end of the month. So we do have these meteor showers coming up. The Orionids are really the ones to look for, and I will revisit the Orionids at the end of the month. We might also take a look at their parent body, Halley's Comet, one of the most famous comets, possibly the most famous comet that has been discovered, Halley's Comet. So we'll take a look at that parent body when we get a little into the future. If we zip back around, the northern Taurids have popped up, so we can see them there. They're not actually peaking until November, even though they run from October to December. We're not actually expecting any of them here in late October. So we'll come back just a little bit. We can see different meteor showers popping up, going away. We can see there as we come back into September, the Orionids go away. But it is unfortunate that around here, we'll go back 1 day, 2 days. That's forward. Yeah, no, back another couple of days. Here we go. And there's the Draconids. So here we are. Around the night of the full moon, we have the Draconids peaking just a couple of days before, or really a little bit after the full moon still, on the 8th of October. We've got our Delta Aurigids, we've got our Southern Taurids, all happening around these dates, but with the glow of the moon. And even if you're in the countryside, that's not something you'll be able to escape. The moon is going to be there. So even though we have more meteor showers happening early in the month, it's at the end of the month when the moon is out of the way. That's when the Orionids and the more productive meteor shower, that's when that's going to kick off. So we do have all of those coming up, and we can see the moon there continuing its path along almost the ecliptic. We can see it passing very close there to Jupiter, very close to Uranus there as well. How close are we to Uranus? Quite close to Uranus in the sky, and of course occulting the Pleiades. So all of these meteor showers that have their radiance along the ecliptic, the moon will be passing pretty close to them. We can see the moon really getting close to the radiant of the Eta Geminids there. But once the moon is out of the sky, we don't have to worry about it. And we have all of these meteor showers continuing for several days, but only peaking on their peak day. So the 21st really is the day that I've got to recommend. The 21st of October for the Orionids. You can go out on the 7th or the 8th for the Draconids as well, but it is the Orionids that I would recommend. So I do hope you get a chance to see those meteor showers. If you do, well, I hope you like them. Now that you've seen this video, I hope you like it too. If you enjoyed this video, please do like it. If you like this kind of content, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you'd like to read some of this information, then you can on my website, queevinscontent.ie. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you back here next time.